Hello and welcome to the 10th episode of the 3GN podcast. I am, of course, Danny, and I am joined by my lovely co host Chris,
Hello.
Gary,
Hello!
and our special guest, Lewis.
Hello, guys. Thank you for having me.
No problem whatsoever. It's a joy. Now,
Chris, are you fondling your mic again?
No, it looks like I've got a crack on my screen.
Please stop
I'm
rubbing
trying to
it.
make sure. Yeah. Might just be a bit of dirt though.
Well,
Hope it's dirt.
I just want to ask you, please stop rubbing it. That's Danny's specialty.
yeah.
No. Danny likes rubbing the butt crack.
No, I like
Oh
putting my
my.
Look.
I like putting my testicles in the butt crack and
Oh.
then screaming the top of my lungs. No.
and
uh,
then
Oh, go on, Lewis.
you see me in the corner cowering away
Yeah,
as you do it.
yeah. We're
I've seen things.
I see dead nuts. No.
Oh.
Let's change the subject real quick. Games we've played this week. Who would like to start?
Is it always going to be me who starts?
I mean,
Yeah, because I need to remember mine.
okay. Well,
Yeah.
go
I
on.
have continued playing a bit more Skyrim.
Ooh.
Got a bit crazy with the werewolf transformation.
Ah, yes. You haven't gotten into Stealth Archer yet.
I have resisted so far.
Good.
Although it is tempting just to slip into that old playstyle again.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I feel the same way if I went mage, but I just decided to go basic bitch, heavy armor, two-handed axe, like I always do. So
Ooh, that sounds nice.
yeah, I like being a simple guy. I do damage.
I do have the Dawnbreaker and Spellbreaker items currently equipped.
Ooh.
Yeah, the Spellbreaker just helps against magic. The shield that defends against magic.
Now,
I have played on my DS a little, just not much.
what have you
Bit
played?
of Hyrule Warriors,
Ah, yes.
the old one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, has Gary remembered what games he's played?
Well, I do remember games I played yesterday.
Well, it's just for the week, so yesterday is also a day of the week.
I'll have to check.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Don't remember if I played any more of the Pokemon games on the GameCube over the course of the week, but what I do remember is that thanks to special circumstances, I've been able to finally start that playthrough I've been wanting to do of Pokemon Sword,
Ooh.
where it's a bit of a long process, the overall playthrough, but basically what it's been is I started a game of Leaf Green and I've just kind of moved all of the Pokemon and items I can over the course of every game in the series up to this point. And I finally got to Sword, and now I'm just ready to carry that further.
Nice.
Yeah.
The other game I've played is Let's Go Eevee.
Let's
Ooh,
go
Wait.
Eevee. Haven't heard of that.
I have that. I have that version.
No, you have Let's Go Pikachu.
1 second. Oh, check.
I know you have Let's Go Pikachu, Lewis.
I
Uh,
have.
the absent-mindedness of old games.
I'll be honest. Doesn't Eevee, if I remember correctly, look kind of like a brown Pikachu? Or if am I remembering this incorrectly?
It's less like Pikachu and more like a little puppy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I just checked. Yeah, I can see that.
You could
But to
almost
be
call
fair,
it
I
a
didn't
fox
really do
cub.
that much on there.
Yeah, I was gonna say fox with the tail.
With a cute face.
But yeah, for the most part, it's more or less just been starting that playthrough of Pokemon Sword.
Yeah. And you haven't played any Pokemon Go at all because you didn't mention it?
Okay, I have played Pokemon Go, yes.
I got you.
Damn it.
Of course he plays
Actually,
Pokemon
yeah,
Go.
I completely forgot about my regular signing in for bonuses on the mobile games I play, but that's about it.
Look,
really.
if I'm gonna mention
It's
MCC
that
every week,
routine.
if I'm gonna mention MCC every week, you're gonna mention Pokemon Go. God damn it! But was that all? Good sir.
Yeah, more or less.
Okay. Well,
Maybe let Lewis go first on this part,
I was gonna say,
just before you.
I think we should
Sure.
let Lewis go because I ramble like a crazy person on crack cocaine.
Oh God,
Yeah,
Yep.
Because you are one.
what have I
Yeah.
got myself into?
you've gotten yourself
I
into
don't
crack
even know that.
cocaine. Congratulations.
Oh no,
You're addicted. No.
that's
So anyway,
the prize.
Yeah, that's a surprise. You're addicted to crack.
So I'm gonna start off with I'm gonna keep the Pokemon Go theme going, and I've played the Pokemon Go,
Ah,
and it was an achievement that me and Gary had, and it was last week, and Gary helped me get a Mewtwo,
ooh.
Yes, I did.
and then a little while after that, I got Mew.
Isn't that the kind of human one? Pokemon Go or Pokemon?
It's the smaller and more cat-like one. Even though
No.
it's
I'll
like,
send you the necessary pictures once we're done recording, Danny. Don't worry.
Oh, I'm just curious. Yeah, Mewtwo is the one that looks kind of like a human, but also not. It's got big thighs.
It's
Yeah, it
Mewtwo has
hasn't
big
it
thighs.
has
it has
Mewtwo
all
has
that
not
junk in the trunk.
Mewtwo has not skipped leg day.
No, it has not. It reminds me of that gif of Master Chief getting alerting the Covenant because his dummy thick thighs keep slapping together.
You.
Cortana.
Okay.
Sorry.
I could just imagine it.
I
I was
thought that
gonna
was
say-
Solid Snake. What does that?
I think it's everyone. I think it's just a meme where you put in games. So I watched the one with Master Chief. I think they made.
Well,
Oh,
I was gonna say,
Go on.
Chris remembering Solid Snake probably comes from the fact that I remember on Twitter, David Hayter, Snake's well-known voice, actually made a video tweet where he did the whole meme in Snake's voice.
That's
Oh my
probably
God.
what I remember.
Yeah, well, the thing is, what I remember is Steve Downes, the voice of Master Chief, doing the exact same thing. So I guess that's a trend.
Wow.
Yeah, but now we're getting sidetracked. Lewis,
Yeah.
Pokemon Go.
Yeah, so apart from that, I also received some very helpful gifts from Gary because I was in much need of loads of revives.
You
And
still are, but
yeah, and
I've helped mitigate that with gifts.
majority of the gifts that you get on Pokemon Go are random. You don't get to choose what you gift someone.
Yeah.
And each day I was getting either a normal revive or a max revive, only from Gary, which was
I
really helpful. Which got back my strong Pokemon.
Oh, Gary's
Which
a
means I got
lad.
back.
Can I
I meant-
just ask a quick question? How
Okay.
do you
Go
add
ahead.
friends in Pokemon Go?
You
There
can use
is
a friend
a
code, or you
yeah,
can use
there is
your
a there is a friend code. Share my trainer code. You have a 12-digit number,
That's the friend code.
or you can scan a barcode, a QR code, or if you have your friend on via Facebook, it will, and you used your Facebook account to log in to make the Pokemon Go account, it will show up there.
Ah,
I believe it also works that way with Google, but I'm not sure about Google's form of social media. So
Yeah, I
yeah.
haven't come across that one
Does
yet.
Google have one? Christ, it wouldn't surprise me.
Google Plus?
yeah, that was it.
I mean, I have a Google account, but I didn't know it was a social media. That doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
I do have a bit of one.
Google is the
Hmm.
Disney of the internet.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's why it doesn't surprise me, but I just never thought about it. But
Well, I was just randomly thinking, maybe you could add your friend codes in the description or something,
well,
if you feel comfortable with it.
if you want a bunch of random people becoming your friends and
I
stuff.
mean, at one point I did have over 60 friends on there.
I've got 55
But-
at the minute.
Yeah, but not all of them actually do daily gifts. And it's important to do the daily gifts because you go up a level in the friendship
And that
and you
turn-
get experience and it helps you level up more.
Oh,
And you get, with leveling up, you get more either Pokeballs or revives,
basically when you level
berries.
up, it gives you a chunk of items as a little reward for that.
Yeah.
So it can give you a bunch of Pokeballs, revives, potions, berries, incense, the works.
So leveling up, very good.
And also having the friendship say bar to its max is a massive help for when you want to trade with your
Local friends.
with your local friends, because it will mean you don't pay as much Stardust, and Stardust on the Pokemon Go is a currency of money, I'd say. It's a
Sort
term
of.
of it. Because there is two currencies on there.
Or 3 if you want to be that
The candy.
tiny bit sarcastic.
So-
and just
so-
well,
so
you
with
use
the-
real money.
So with the I'll explain it. So you have the Stardust you get from catching Pokemon and doing relative normal stuff. Then you have the gold coins. You can either purchase them yourself, which I don't really do, or you can go and battle a gym, put a Pokemon in there, and hope it stays there for a certain amount of time to get 50 coins just for one day. And that is your max. You will only get 50 coins for one day. Unless it rolls on to the next day and you can sort of exceed that and get 100 coins for 2 days. But that is a rare account.
You've basically
Yeah.
got to hope that the Pokemon in the gyms, like if you put 2 Pokemon each in a separate gym, you hope one goes down on one day, one goes down on the next day, and then you can get 100 coins in total in a relatively short period. But
Yeah. I it's something I have not achieved yet. But some of the things you see people put in gyms are absolutely hilarious.
oh yes,
Like there was a I can't remember the Pokemon with it, but there was a Weedle in the gym, and it had other like Pokemon around it which were completely
usual sort of thing you put in.
superior. Yeah, like superior to Weedle.
Gengar,
And-
Slacking, Vileplume, things like that.
So I thought, why not do the same? I put Wumble there. Is it Wumble? Wurmple.
Wurmple.
But I put my one there
His
with
Wurmple's
the
special.
part. Yeah, my one's special because it has a party hat.
oh, that's nice.
And then someone put a Slacking next to it.
Hmm.
And then I thought, yeah. And then once when I was around Gary's, I put a shiny Magikarp in
Oh,
as
yeah.
well.
I remember.
And that all of them actually sustained a decent amount of time.
As I remember,
Yeah.
it's 6 coins every hour.
I think it's 7.
No, because I think it's supposed to be effectively 1 coin every 10 minutes.
Oh. Okay.
Right.
Well, that was an
This is
in-depth
good.
yeah, that was an in-depth description of Pokemon Go. Much more so
Yeah.
than Gary has ever done. He's always just said, "I play Pokemon Go next."
Look,
Yeah.
how do you know I wasn't saving this for Lewis to say?
I don't, but I doubt it.
Exactly.
but he don't know that I was gonna say it.
True,
Shut up, Lewis.
Yeah.
but Lewis, have you played any
So-
other games?
I have played. The only other game I've played is Call of Duty Modern Warzone,
Ooh, is that the battle royale?
which is
Oh wait,
yes.
yeah, okay, good. I was remembering Warzone correct as being the battle royale.
Yeah, I think it was made in 2019,
Yeah, that sounds right.
and there's a specific section that I play on there, and it's called Plunder.
Hmm.
So you have to. So the aim is to get as much money as you can, no matter what. So you can get money by killing your opponents, and once they're dead, they throw their money out, and you can grab it. It'll come up to like your target will be to get 1 million before the time ends,
It's a lot of dough.
and yeah,
Yeah.
and it's very very hard to get to 1 million. I've only got there twice.
Yeesh.
Yeah, and I still placed 7th.
Well, I mean, I know a bit about Warzone because I played it once before I knew it was a battle royale. I downloaded it, I started it up, and then it just threw me out of the plane. I was like, "What? Wait, what?"
Yeah,
I
I
I,
get that.
I had no idea what kind of game it was. I was just like, "Oh, it's a free to play Call of Duty game. I'll give it a go."
Yeah, it throws you out quite a bit. I'm not entirely sure why, because I was sniping people at one point, and then it threw me out because it said that I wasn't moving around.
Oh, what I meant with throwing me out is I meant I started falling from the sky, not that
Oh
it
yeah.
kicked me from the
Had to
game.
drop.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but I think games do have that where they don't want people camping. So
Yeah. They would rather have people moving about, making an effort to play the game.
yeah.
I mean, you still get campers in the game. I mean,
Yeah.
there was an incident where um there is these things on there called a bounty contract, and
Hmm.
you pick it up, and it will put a target on one um competitor, and your mission will be to take that person down. You have to kill them.
Ooh.
It will show you exactly where they are. They know that you're looking for them, but they don't know that you're where you are. So their best thing to do is to either find a really good hiding spot, or just run,
Hmm.
or stand there and take you on. And the one that I was involved with decided to take me on, which was a bad idea for him or her, because I had a cluster strike ready. I found the building that they was in. I went straight in for the cluster strike, and they were still alive, but they kept on poking their head out the door. And I timed it, and I got the shot perfect.
That's nice.
And then as I got all their loot, as I'd say, there was other people coming to, because you're not the only one that sees that target. It's everyone knows, everyone who is in that session knows where that person is. So it's sort of like a magnet. It will bring everyone to that person to kill them.
Hmm.
So it's like a hot potato.
Yeah.
Yeah. And once I killed them, I got all their stuff and ran in the building that they was in. And what happened is this car came along with 4 other players. And so I just kept quiet in the building. They noticed that the person had already been killed. So they drove off. I thought I got away with that.
Yeah. And I'm guessing you were not on a team of 4 people.
No, I was on my own.
Oh God.
Because what you do is it sometimes what it does is you if you go on your own, you get put in a mix with either people in a team of 2, a team of 3, or a team of 4. So you can be so they are at the handicap. They are a lot better, more advanced than you are.
Yeah. Hmm.
But
Hmm.
if you work away, if you know the map and how it all works properly, you can make it work. I mean, I got 3 kills on one team, on a free team, on a team of 3 members.
Yeah. Well,
in
that,
one bit.
well,
And
yeah.
go on.
Well, it's of course, I've noticed something when it comes to competitive games is a lot of time if people have better odds than you, they slack because they think, well, we've got this in the bag, and that's when you can catch them off guard.
Yes.
So I'm guessing that's what you did.
Yeah, I got one of them down, and then his teammate came to revive him. So I went round the corner, shot the one who was reviving him, and then noticed there was another teammate just coming into the frame and got him as well. and then finished the one off that got down.
Nice moves.
Yeah,
Execution style.
yeah,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, but apart from that, that's all I've played.
Okay. Um, I guess,
Okay,
I
and
guess.
now for Danny's rambling.
Okay, let me just. Okay,
Danny, I'm going to have to ask you to keep this brief because I've just noticed we've been recording for about 25 minutes.
23 minutes and 31 seconds. Well, this week I've played 3 games. I've gone to rehab in an attempt to not overdose on FTL because we have to play that at some point. So I've only played a wee bit of FTL. The start of the week.
We're proud of you, Danny.
Yeah, even though my blood does itch. Then I've played
How do you scratch that?
How do I what?
How do you scratch that?
Oh, with a knife and a coat hanger. Obviously.
Oh, obviously.
Ah.
Yeah.
What was I thinking?
Yeah, I mean, duh. So I've played a wee bit of FTL. I've played something completely new, completely new. I've played
Ooh.
Dead Island. It's an old game, but it was re-released with a definitive edition on Steam, and I put it on my wish list. And like hours after that, I got an email from Steam saying, "Hey, the game you put on your wish list is now 75% off." Like, oh, nice. So I got it for like €5 when
Nice.
it was
Thank you.
originally 20. So we
Oh
played.
yeah, that's 75% off, all right.
Yeah, that's a good
math.
deal there.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, Steam in a lot of ways is kind of like, those stores where you can go in, you can find games that are on offer, like real cheap games.
Yeah.
Steam is kind of like that, but the digital version where they have a lot of offers for a lot of different reasons. They have midweek madness, which is just, it's the middle of the week. Let's put some games on offer. Then they got games that are put on offer because of special occasions like
Christmas.
yeah, like, well, that's also that.
Or Easter.
Yeah, well, that's
Summer holidays.
yes. But I was also gonna say, like, if a game franchise has its 10th anniversary, they might also put it on offer because of that. Basically, Steam is just trying to find as many excuses to put games on offer as they can, and then they do it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it's not like the online shops that just have the original price still.
Yeah, I mean, some it's because I think studios also have to give the go-ahead. So there are some game franchises that are never on offer. Call of Duty, quite rarely on offer. I went and I looked and I saw that a lot of them are still like €60, even though they're like 2 or 3 years old.
Hmm.
But yeah. So oh yeah, I got Dead Island. I'm playing as Sam B as I always do. Who is it that does your voodoo, bitch? As I like to say. And I'm enjoying it. I don't think the driving is as intuitive, but overall it's pretty good. Now,
At least on the PC version, you don't risk me killing you.
yeah, I mean, I put it on single player so people can't join me because I've got PTSD from Chris. Even though I do want to play it with Chris again because I'm a masochist.
Stockholm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Danny, I think you might have Stockholm syndrome.
Oh, I do. I
Okay, just making sure.
I love it when he hurts
Just
me,
making sure you know.
but
You love it when he hurts you?
yeah, I love it when Chris
Oh.
comes home to me and he makes me wear the little dress, and then he smacks my bottom and sniffs my panties.
May I join?
Why, of course, Lewis. You're always welcome.
With
But
Oh.
but my panties are only Chris's. That's what Master
That's
says.
fine. That's fine. I like to watch.
I also like to watch. I think we're getting off
I
track.
kind of hate you two currently.
I know you hate me, and that's what I love. Okay, MCC. I've also played MCC. I've gotten the Mr. Chief helmet, which is just like a variant of a helmet where they've taken like a Sharpie and drawn a smiley face on it.
Because why wouldn't you?
Yeah, and I got it doing the challenge I showed you where I think it's called Because You Begged, and it's based on what was it
If
called?
they came to hear me beg from
Yes.
Reach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The achievement from the original Reach. So they made a challenge that is do that, get this helmet, and I did, and I got it, and I'm happy now, because
So it
Oh.
has a smiley face.
it has a smiley face. I like it. I'm never gonna wear it because I always wear the HACCP helmet. I always have and I always will, but I like it. I like to be able to have it because when the next season starts, which is pretty soon, I think this has been the shortest season ever. I think the other season starts, season 7 starts in March, which is next month. So in like 4 or 5 days, maybe a week. It's because last time I talked about it, I said it started in a week, which was like 2 weeks ago, I think. But that was when the flighting of the new season started, not when it was actually released. So so it will be actually released in March. I looked it up. I think that's pretty much what I've played. Not gonna lie. And GL, as they say. Just check out my Steam. Yeah, that's what I've played. So now we have to quickly jump.
Cram the topic into the next half hour.
Nope, because we haven't gotten to Dream Futures.
Oh god,
Ooh,
Of course.
what's this Dream Future?
Dream Future, future. Basically, it's
Dream Future.
Dream Future. It's basically where you think of something that you aren't able to play right now, either because you don't have a PC or you don't have the game or something like that, and then you like just mention it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Lewis, I thought you'd hold on a minute. Hold on a
Gary.
minute. You've been watching this podcast since episode 1 and you never caught this?
I mean, you might not have watched it all the way through. They're an hour long.
Cricket
I have
noises.
suspicions about you, Lewis.
Cricket
I am
noises.
silently judging you, Lewis.
And do you know what, Lewis? I am actually not silently judging you because as somebody who has to re-listen to the podcast again and again, I don't judge you.
Oh God. I have to listen to it all again.
Well, I do because I edit them.
Yeah.
But you don't watch them once they're uploaded.
No. Well, sometimes if there's something I'm like, oh god, did this mess up and I missed it, so I quickly go and watch it, but I don't watch the whole thing. I just go to a section that I think might have messed up and quickly check. But that's completely different.
Yeah.
We don't have
Danny's
time.
paranoid. Baby.
We don't have time. I am paranoid, but we don't have time
Anyway.
for all this stuff. Who wants to go first with their
Go
dream
big oop.
futures?
I'm not going first this time.
Okay, Gary, do you have a dream future this week? I know you sometimes don't.
You know what? Yes, I do, because this is something I can't do immediately, even if I had the money to.
Fuck yeah! Get on with it. Get on with it. Sorry.
So, just a little background for viewers. We're recording this probably about an hour after the Pokemon Presents that's revealed Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. That was it. Now, I'm actually rather interested in getting them, even though I think, personally, they actually look kind of like the art styles taken from Animal Crossing. But they've said it's a faithful remake. So, if it's a faithful remake, it should be more or less identical to the originals.
Mm-hmm.
So, basically, I'm going to use this opportunity to judge Game Freak.
Oh.
Because if they're not 100% like the originals, they cannot be considered a faithful remake in my eyes.
Oh, so you're going to
Ooh.
the way I feel about Halo Infinite, but on Game Freak. I'm keeping my eye on you, 343. Keep my eye on you, and Gary's keeping his eye on Game Freak.
After the shit they pulled with Sword and Shield, yeah, I'm keeping my eye on Game Freak.
Okay, Is that your dream
One of
future?
mine.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Can I go next?
Yes, you can,
Yeah,
Lewis.
you can go.
Okay. My one was inspired by mine and Danny's conversation Thursday night,
Ooh.
and it was about the Xbox One X series.
Ah, yes.
Or if my dream future is to hopefully purchase that one day.
Hmm.
I still need to have a look into it more on like what it can and can't do. But yeah, mine's short and sweet.
Yeah.
Purchase the new Xbox.
Yeah, I like that. It's kind of like usually we do like Dream Futures is like a game you want to play or something, but Chris also did I want a PC, so yours
Yeah.
is also
Yeah.
very valid. Chris, do you want to go or should I do? Even though mine's gonna be like a drag on like usual.
Uh,
It's not going to be a double episode like last week, is
Oh
it?
God, no! That we went completely nuts with Dream Futures. We were pulling them out of our assholes and throwing them at the wall. We had so many. Christ.
well, one thing I want to try and do for my dream future is my personal bid for 3GN.
Oh. Oh. Yeah, we talked about that briefly last
Yeah.
week.
Well, I want to try and get more back into photography. And if I incorporate that into 3GN, it gives me more incentive.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
And I might even show off some pictures sent in. Who knows?
Yeah, you could do like what we talked about, like maybe do a review of pictures sent in by the community.
Hmm.
Being like, this is
That'd
sent
be
in
nice.
by this Instagram account and plug their account or something. Just to be
Yeah.
nice. I like that.
If I do that, I probably won't restrict it to IRL pic. I might go into screenshots as well.
Yeah,
That's not a bad idea.
that's fine. It's yours.
Hmm.
It's your individual video series, so you've got
Yeah.
free reign.
Well, I think I can see
There's
why he
not much
suggests.
to add to that.
What did you say, Chris?
Yeah, I was going to say. He
There's
said he
not
doesn't
much
think there's
to
much
add to that.
Okay. But what were you gonna say, Gary? Now I'm curious.
Well, what I was going to say is I think the reason he wants to add game screenshots into this is because we're gamers. We talk about games. It ties into gaming.
It is
if
on.
we use game screenshots.
It is on brand. Not gonna lie. It's very on brand. Now, should I go with my dream future?
Go
Well,
on.
we've all finished.
Okay. Mine is kind of a weird one. You know, Gary, I showed you some of my custom maps.
Yep, I remember.
I want to do either a series or just us fucking around like friends playing Halo, and I want to play those custom maps with you guys. If we ever,
Does that include Lewis?
if it's possible, I mean, if he gets the Xbox Series X, then it could be possible because I'm pretty sure there's crossplay between that and the PC.
Ooh.
And I will have to let you know on that when I do some more research on that.
Yeah. But one that I'm very excited about is the arena, and we could do like a match. So basically, like it's a tournament. Okay, I guess I have to explain it. I'll do it real quick because we are running kind of late. It's basically like an arena, and on each side there's one of every weapon in the entire game. And I've found this website.
that.
Yeah, I found a website where you have wheels. Basically, I will write everybody's name on the wheel so we can dictate who fights who and which weapon you get to use. It's not each person doesn't get a different weapon because that'd be kind of unfair. It's basically like if the wheel said it's gonna be Chris and Gary, they go in, and then actually they're chosen. Then we choose which weapon. Let's say plasma rifle. They both take the plasma rifle. They go in. The winner wins. Let's say Gary wins, and then we choose somebody else with the wheel. Let's say Lewis, and then we choose another weapon, and then Chris has to go back and get the same weapon. So it's basically like, so yeah, that's basically.
Russian roulette.
Kinda, but with Halo in an arena.
Yeah, yeah,
I also got
So
other
it's more like
maps.
Halo Roulette.
Yeah, Halo Roulette.
yeah.
That's a good name. I'm gonna steal that.
That's a good term for it.
But yeah. Oh, there's also like I also showed Gary the map with the vehicles falling down. It'd be fun to do a race in that. You know, just fun.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
it was.
a race would be nice.
Yeah.
The thing is, Lewis, you wouldn't start in the vehicle.
You'd have to find the vehicle.
No.
No, you'd have to hopefully grab one that's falling down towards your face.
Or just avoid
Oh
them
dear
all.
lord!
Avoid the
no.
vehicle. It's basically there's a ramp, and at the top of the ramp, hundreds of vehicles spawn at you every second, and fall down and start
Oh,
rolling down
you
the
have
ramp.
to.
And you gotta get to the top of the ramp. You can either try to pick a vehicle that hasn't exploded, many of them do, or you can try to avoid them. I have gotten to the top of the ramp once using the jetpack, but I've never done it with anything else, so it's quite difficult.
Hey,
Oh.
maybe you could actually make it so that certain movement-based armor abilities could be used.
Oh yeah, I've tried.
So, like a specific game type, like sprint, evade,
I've tried all of them.
jetpack,
Armor lock.
Ooh, you went a bit robot-y.
armor lock for self. He said armor lock,
I
and
know.
yeah, for self-defense.
But
Alright, am I still robotic?
yes,
Kind of.
Yes, you are.
Damn it. Be back in a second.
but that's basically my dream future. Maybe I could make like something called the Halo games.
Yeah,
Hello.
don't mind Chris turning robotic. He's just part Dalek.
Yeah. But maybe I just thought maybe I could do it like you know the Olympic Games, but it's the Halo games. And then a lot of different types of things in Halo.
Yeah,
I think that could be fun.
That's a good idea.
But that's
that
my
could be.
That'd be a good one.
It's something I'd definitely join in on.
yeah. And then if we did it like a yearly thing, and I had to make new games each year, I mean I have a year to make the games. I know I can do that. That'd be
And
kind of
that
fun.
could
Maybe
be
you could
epic.
actually-
That could
Maybe
actually be
you-
really epic.
I was thinking if you're basing it kind of on the Olympics, why not do it every 4 years like the Olympics?
Because who's gonna give a shit in 4 years? Not gonna lie.
Just through like once a year on a specific date,
Yeah.
is acceptable.
Yeah, I don't think I think 4 years would be a bit too long. I think 2 years would be too long. 1 year I think is just right. But that's my dream future. We gotta continue. We only got 19 minutes to talk about the actual topic. And that topic is drumroll.
Really? Really?
Oh god.
You don't need to build up.
I heard an echo. 90s games. And you're right, we don't need a build up because it's in the title. 90s games.
Yeah.
Now, who wants to start talking about the 90s games? I've got a couple, but I don't have many because I was born in 96, which means
Why
that
don't you start then?
Okay. Well, the thing is, I was 4 years old when the 90s ended, but Denmark has always been kind of slow when it comes to getting new games and all that. Well, not so much anymore, but back then they were. The first games I played were Kirby's Dreamland and Pokémon Yellow, which are from the 90s. Actually, I think
Can confirm.
Dreamland might be a bit further back, but
No. Kirby was introduced as a character in '92.
oh, okay, that's
Nice. That's
so
good.
so that those are two of my 90s games. Now there are others that are also like just barely 90s. Counter-Strike was released on Windows in 1999, so it's technically a 90s game. And I played that a
It's-
lot.
Okay.
It's still the 90s.
Yeah, and Half-Life, which is 92, I believe. And I went back and I looked at Call of Duty 1, which was I think released in 2006. I guess I thought it was earlier. Actually, let me just double check that. 2003. 2006 on Steam, but 2003 was its initial release. So it's not a 90s game. Doesn't count. Forget what I said about
No.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I like them a lot. I can't say much about the 90s because I don't remember them very well. But I liked all these 90s games because, you know, they were kind of the first games I played. A lot of people were introduced to games in the 90s, started being more
Yeah.
mainstream.
Yeah, I would say that the 90s pretty much nailed it, with the music
Oh,
as
yeah.
well.
Well,
Oh,
the thing is, they had
definitely.
limitations because they didn't have a lot of room on their cartridges and stuff. So
Yeah,
so they had to think of another way to make sound from the digital code or whatever. And
yeah.
and it actually sounded really good to the point where people now emulate that music, even though they
Yeah.
Yeah.
could make other music.
Yeah, they create a 8-bit genre.
Yeah, exactly. They created a music genre, 8-bit, which is pretty
Hmm.
cool. I would say.
I'd have to look
Yeah.
into that.
But that's my 90s games.
May I go
I think-
next?
You may.
By all
Just,
Yeah.
means.
Gestures to you elegantly. Good
Oh,
sir.
thank you. Thank you, good sir.
Oh, yes. Quite so.
So the
Indeed,
first
madam.
one will have the first one will be Metal Gear Solid.
Ooh.
That was that was released in 1998, so that was 2 years
Yeah.
of the end of it. I've not really much to say about it because there's very I remember playing it, but it's sort of vague in my memory. But I loved that you had your little mission as your like say your leader would tell you what you need to do and so on, and then in the corner you would have a map and it would tell you where the your enemy is and whether they can spot you, or and the noises as well, like going along with the music, the noises that they done when they spotted you.
Yeah, we talked
It's
about
like
that
it,
briefly. Yeah, we talked about that briefly in the iconic game music, even though it's not
yeah,
music.
Well, that in itself is just
Um,
the sound effect, to be fair.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
but I do remember it, and it is
But
iconic.
at the start, you don't get much information about the game at the very start of it. You have to complete a fair about 2 levels, and then they give you a bit more information on what you can and can't do,
Well, old
which is a
games.
bit odd.
The
You
thing,
normally games give you information sort of either all of it in one, or they feed you it.
well, the thing
But
is,
this was
So they
old
done
game.
the Super Mario's.
yeah,
Well, old games sometimes didn't really like nowadays. A lot of games do things similarly. Like you have
Mm.
a quest marker, so you know where to go all the time. If you don't know how to do something, you can go into the menu, look at the tutorial, and then find out. But old games didn't really conform to this as much as they do nowadays. Didn't have
yeah. You had to learn as you was going along.
Yeah, it didn't have the same formula.
Yeah,
Or you could look at the physical manual that
Oh
came with the
yeah,
game.
I love doing that.
yeah,
Thank you for bringing that up, Chris. I was about to say it myself. Just instruction manuals, man.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. We miss them.
yeah, we do.
That
we
little
do. I
booklet.
definitely do. Because nothing itself beats being able to like sit on the bus home and just read the instruction manual to just keep yourself mentally prepared
Entertained.
before you go to play the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember buying games and then in the car ride home, because I couldn't play it, I'd open it and I'd start reading the instruction manual just because I was so excited to play it.
Exactly.
likewise.
Yeah.
So that's one of them.
Now that's a 90s memory.
That is a 90s memory.
Yeah,
That's definitely
that
90s games.
that is, yeah. So Metal Gear Solid is my first one. The second is Sonic the Hedgehog on Mega Drive.
Oh god, you stole it
Or
from Gary.
Genesis,
yeah.
you American
Yes,
folks.
yes. This was released in 1991.
Ooh,
Yes, it was.
that's a solid
Yeah,
90s game.
yeah. And this is I wasn't even born yet then, because
Me neither.
I was born in 92, and I just remember.
You were before. I was just
Sorry,
going to say,
Gary.
you were born before Sonic 2 was released.
True, but I haven't played Sonic 2.
Heresy.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Oh
Sega
no.
does what Nintendo don't. Sega does what Nintendo. No, sorry.
And I remember doing all the speed runs, and I never treated it as a like trying to find all the hidden like ways of the stage, I would always treat it like a speed run. I have to beat at certain time,
Hmm.
and sometimes I'd lose. I'd either get hit by a robotic bug or fire
So what
or
you're saying is
spikes.
Sonic the Hedgehog, you had to go fast.
Yes.
Got to go
Yes.
fast.
I've got to move at
Yeah.
speed. Got to speed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Must proceed quickly.
Yes, must
I
do
pretty
speed
much
quickly.
I pretty much took the game literally. The
Ah.
character has to go fast. I have to play the game fast. That was my goal.
I am Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes,
That is who
I
I
have.
am.
Sonic the Hedgehog is me.
And Lucy's parents would come in and see him, and his face would have
And
gone
then
completely blue, and they would get scared and call the doctors, and the doctor would say games are bad. Sorry, I went on a rant. Please do continue, Lewis.
And thus the day Sonic Man was born.
Yeah, and then just go straight forward, head into a brick wall
Oh,
as I'm
God.
going too fast and getting carried away with it. But yeah, there's my second one, and the third one is, say this is my favorite because I played this one the most. Streets of Rage.
Ooh.
Ah, yes.
I played this non-stop, and there is so much I could talk about. I could talk about, like, we could be going on there here for a couple of hours to talk about Streets of Rage, but
Nice.
as you guys are limited to a certain time,
Yeah, we
I'm
don't
gonna
have.
I will keep it brief.
Go on.
I remember the bosses of each stage, because if you know back in the 90s, when you complete a level, it's not a level, it's a stage. And now
Yeah.
in these days games, it's a level. So they've moved that into
Yeah, they changed that.
so
I
so
think Streets of Rage was going a bit more with the arcade formula.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was.
it's a
it
fighter,
was,
if I
and that's
remember
why
correctly.
It's
that's what
not
I
a fighter,
loved
it's a beat
about
'em
it.
up.
Is
Oh.
and you have a choice of 3 characters. There's 2 males
Ah, yes.
and 1 female. You have the female, Blaze. Then but Blaze is quick but weak. She's still kick ass, but she's weak.
Oh, she is.
Then you have Axel
Who is the
Stone.
most well-rounded, as
He
I
yeah
remember.
no, he's
No,
the
wasn't it?
strongest. No, he's the strongest but the
Huh.
slowest. Axel
Ooh.
is the strongest but the slowest. Then you have Adam Hunter, who is the most all round. He is fairly quick and fairly strong. He's your best bet to go through the game if you want an all rounder character.
I'd probably take slow and do most damage. That's my
Yeah.
build.
And I remember the bosses, they were big and ugly. Like, there was one that looked like Wolverine.
Oh, man.
Um,
Carrying those
or,
knives in between their
yeah,
fingers.
yeah.
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 He was, or this big fat sumo guy that spat fire.
Wasn't he
Yeah.
I can't remember
nicknamed
their
something
name.
like Big Ben?
Yeah,
They didn't actually start getting names until the sequel.
yeah. There is 4 Streets of Rage games, and it is known that Streets of Rage 2 is the best out of the 4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I've
actually
only
got
played the first one.
I've
I
got the
have played
second
season 2 and 3.
on my DS as well
Yeah.
Oh, so
when it was re-released for it.
I don't remember if I got the second. I'm fairly sure I've got
Well,
the first on my 3DS.
but while doing the research, I found out that Streets of Rage 4 is on the Switch, which I have.
Yeah, but it's a little out of my budget at the minute.
Yeah, I'm going to look into it and possibly. So that can be a dream future as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
that's a
fairly
possible
sure it's actually
dream
got.
future.
I'm fairly sure it's actually got proper local multiplayer as well.
Yeah,
It does.
and
Ooh,
and I think
that's
wasn't
cool.
there? Oh, that'd be nice. Wasn't there something that you wanted to add to that, Gary, with Streets of Rage?
No, I only really. Oh wait,
The level, the
Yeah. One of my favorite aspects of the first Streets of Rage game was like the second to last level, where you're on this window
Robot.
cleaner's elevator going up a skyscraper. Oh,
He's back. You're back, Gary.
okay.
Yeah,
So
you're
what I
normal.
was saying is the fond memory I have of the original Streets of Rage was from the second to last level, because you're on this window cleaner's elevator and you're going up to the penthouse to face the final boss of the game. And what's most fun about it is enemies will stop the elevator and like jump down onto it or walk out onto it. But the easy way to just cheese the entire level is just throw them off the side.
Hmm.
I remember playing it alongside Chris, and we just have an absolute blast doing that, don't we?
Yeah, it was just a flurry of bodies at the bottom.
Oh, I'm sad
The thing
now.
is, you play as ex-cops, and like they're vigilantes with police support. You can
Oh.
call the police to assist you, and even on that level, you can call them to assist you, but you can just throw these thugs off the building and no one cares.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say I'm sad because I'm looking at Streets of Rage 4 on Steam and it's not cross-platform, so that makes me
Aw.
sad.
That's sad.
I
Yeah.
will say, in the Street of Rage 2, they introduced two new characters straight off,
Ah, yes.
Matt and Blade Hunter, I want to say.
Blade
Ah.
Hunter.
I wouldn't know. I don't remember which Streets of Rage I played, and it was a long time ago. I didn't even remember that it wasn't just a fighting game. That's how long it's been for me.
I mean, the good thing about Streets of Rage is that when you were like swarmed with enemies on the first one, you can
Yeah.
call in for backup, and the police would fire
No.
like a rocket.
It was Skate.
Was
That's the
it?
one I was thinking
So
of.
it's American police, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's and it would fire a rocket which would do a circle of fire around. Your enemies would get injured from it, but you would be perfectly fine, even if you're standing in the fire or the blast zone.
The other thing is,
I do know. Sorry, Gary. On Streets of Rage 2, when they did keep that section, but when you want backup, you did take a bit of damage from it.
that's because you don't call him backup, you use a special move.
Yeah.
But as I recall, that actually had a charge effect, or I might be thinking of 3,
I think that
where
would
there's
be
a little
free.
bar it'll charge. And if that's
That
fully
is,
charged, you
yeah,
won't
that's
take damage when you use it.
yeah,
I
that's
think
Streets
that
of Rage
might be
3.
three.
I want to play
Hmm.
this now. I'm looking at the video on Steam.
What, 4?
Yeah, I'm 4. It looks real fun. But not to be negative Nancy, I think we do need to continue to the others because I've already got.
Yeah,
I've realized this episode's going to be slightly longer because if we had to stay on track, Chris and Gary would have to talk about our 90s games in a minute and 55 seconds. No, a minute and 15 seconds.
oh no, I've taken up all the time.
No,
I'm
it's
sorry.
Well,
I love
one
that
of
you
the
said it
games,
was going to be brief too.
one of the games that I would have said is Streets of Rage.
Yeah, and it's also nice to talk about. It's good that it's a game that you know a lot about. So, I mean, I didn't have much to say about mine because everybody really knows them. They're pretty Half-Life and Counter-Strike mainly. It's not much to say. They're good.
Yeah, they're good. That's it.
Yeah, but who wants to go
I
next?
will mention a game that Gary will know, but I've not played it when it originally was released.
Oh, me neither. I couldn't.
I am physically feeling the pain, knowing what you're going to say, and I hate you for it.
Ooh.
What's Dynamite Heading?
God damn it!
Yes.
Well, that's nice. I like when people want. I mean, do go on, Chris.
If I were to describe it, I would have called it Rayman before Rayman.
Oh,
But Dynamite Head, he throws his head that explodes, if I remember correctly.
Nice.
I just heard a harmonica in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just received a message.
Oh, I thought
Damn it!
I thought Gary started to play the blues because he was so sad.
At least
Don't
I
tell me
didn't
to
say
get
the
the
other
thing
one.
I'm sorry.
What was decap attack?
Ah!
God, you're just.
I knew he was going to exact his revenge on me at some point.
Don't worry. I'm gonna insert pictures of me photoshopping Chris sniffing panties. So, yeah.
Danny, I will get revenge on you.
No, you won't. I'm.
Danny, he just exacted his revenge on me. Come
Nah,
on.
I'm untouchable. I'm immortal. I'm
No,
like
God, no.
Cherry
What
Hunter
do you
from
think?
Streets of Rage 4. I'm gonna stop watching this video now.
Yeah, decap attack. You're a zombie who doesn't actually have a head, but you can pick up skulls and throw them.
Ooh.
It's one of those arcade-style platformers.
Ah, yes, platformers. I'm so good at those.
That's where I
Just
come.
said my
Yeah,
two
what's that?
random games. Anyone else?
I think it's Gary's turn now.
I believe I'm the last one.
Yes, you are. Gives you a
Make
smack
it a
on the
good
bottom
one.
and smack you on the ass like a football player. Well, American football player.
Oh.
But do go on.
Okay, so some of my fondest 90s memories come from playing Pokemon when it first originally got into this territory,
Mm-hmm.
and playing Sonic, which I'm fairly sure I started when I was about 2.
Oh,
I've been playing Sonic games for a long time.
yeah.
And going back into where we mentioned how 90s games, and 80s games for that matter, were forced to adapt based on technical limitations.
Yeah.
That was something that Sonic 3 actually had to do. It didn't have a choice in the matter, because they ended up making the game so large that they ultimately managed to churn out 2 games in 6 months because they had to split the game into 2 pieces.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they already had
Ah.
the majority of the framework.
Hmm.
So that's
Some
why
of
you've got
the,
Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles.
and why the and Knuckles is always tacked on when you play them together.
Hmm.
But the awesome benefit to that is because they adapt it. You've got things like Knuckles in Sonic 2, and they did that as early as 1994, which, considering how a lot of the hacking communities these days look at adding in new characters into older games, adding in Knuckles into Sonic 2, a game that at that point was 2 years old, or just coming up for its second birthday, it really changed how certain things had to be done in Sonic 2, because Knuckles can't jump as high as Sonic or Tails. It's only a little bit shorter, but that means he can't reach certain places that they can. But because of his unique abilities, he can climb up things and get into places that they can't. So it's one of those really interesting ways to have designed a game, because you don't get things like that anymore. Technology these days is so advanced that there are no limitations in how you can do it, and I guess that's fine. But the problem with that, in my eyes, is that because of this, you're not forced to adapt and be more creative when you're designing a game. Which is actually why I remember seeing someone, I can't remember their name off the top of my head, they made a game for the Mega Drive, or Genesis for you Americans, and they made that recently because they wanted to have those technical limitations in place so that they'd be forced to be more creative.
Yeah. I like that. Even though
If I mention it by name, it's called Tanglewood, and they're even releasing it on actual cartridges.
like, that's pretty neat. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
So if you've got one of the old consoles, then you can play it.
in the original format. Yeah.
Now, I will
Oh.
say, Gary, that there's a new gaming frontier which does have these limitations, or certain limitations, which means they have to adapt. And
Okay. I'm
that-
with you.
That's VR.
Ah, of course.
But I agree that conventional gaming, which isn't virtual reality, doesn't have these. So it does sometimes stagnate. Kind of like what I talked
Yeah.
about, how all games have like this formula.
Hmm.
That's pretty nice.
Well,
But yes,
if each of us have said our piece,
it is time that we draw to an end. But before we do, as tradition, does any of you have your words of wisdom that you would like to spread upon the lovely Jeffrey people listening? No? Okay, well, bye. No, sorry.
Wait, no, I'm still thinking.
Wait.
I thought Chris had some.
Wait, I have one thing.
Yes, no, I'm just taking the piss. Please do go on.
I would say when you hang around with the 3GN boys, you cannot dip your toe in. You have to put your balls in.
Yeah, gotta dip your balls in the water, swash them around.
That's all I have to say.
Those are some very, very wise words of wisdom.
Thank you.
Does anybody have some other testicle-related words of wisdom they would like to share with us?
don't think so.
Okay, they don't have to be testicle-related. Words of wisdom.
No, that's completely thrown me. Sorry.
Sorry. Okay. What about you,
Okay,
Gary?
you know, the only thing I'm really gonna have to say then is just go play some classic 90s games. Find some
Yeah.
of these limitations and see how you can break the games.
Ooh, I like
That's
that.
a good one. Chris,
Okay.
can you do better?
I tend to be the wise old man.
Yeah, and the
But I
The
don't
wise
think I
has
can
gone.
this week.
yeah, the
The
thing is,
wise has gone.
no, the thing is, sometimes the wise thing to do is to not say anything at all.
True.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm gonna say, don't leave your panties out near Chris. That's my words of wisdom. It's gonna sniff him up. God,
Just
that
said some words of wisdom, and then
Yeah.
you go with that.
yeah, I know. I'm not very wise, but God, does he love to sniff panties?
Well, technically it would be,
What?
because otherwise, you know, you'd lose them.
Yeah, I mean sometimes Chris sniffs them so hard they go up into his nostrils and never seen again
Like socks in the
in the dryer.
washing machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well-
Danny,
To be
Where's
fair,
your
I think
brother?
shall we discuss Jolene?
No. Thank you, everybody. Listen. Everybody say goodbye.
Who's
Goodbye.
Jolene?
No, goodbye.
I love it when you do that.
No.
I love when you do that.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Bye.
Tally ho.